So in this video, I'm gonna break down the 3 best video editing tips that I learned after getting 22 million views and 600,000 new followers for the clients that I'm working with, and the specific editing that you can do to replicate these results. Now, before we jump straight into the 3 tips, I want to give you a little bit of context. So let's just jump a little bit back in time, back when I was somewhat new to editing, but I was relatively okay at editing. I was over editing videos. I spent so much time on YouTube just browsing effects, doing all this, doing that, copying Iman Gaji, Ali Abdal, everything like that. But the core problem was that I just wasn't getting results. It didn't matter how much effort I put in a video, they just flopped. I thought I was doing everything right, but for some reason the videos just weren't working. And then I decided I'm gonna do something crazy at the time, which was to do the complete opposite. Here you can see just 2 examples. The one on the left is actually an over-edited video, and on the right you have a video with extremely basic video editing that performed extremely well, and for this client is still the best performing video they have ever had. On this first video, I had a visual hook with the light bulb while the light pops up, the Mr. Beast subtitles, and so on. On this video, I literally had the most basic subtitles and maybe one visual effect in the middle of the video. But as you can see, they performed completely differently. For this client, the standard was about 100,000 views per video. The average. This video in their category was a complete flop. And this video is the best performing video they have ever had. This is just one example out of many that just proves that over-editing your videos can be counterproductive. Now you may be wondering like, okay, and that could have been just luck. I mean, that's what I thought as well, until I tried it again, and again, and again, and again, and I started getting results pretty consistently. It was weird because it was almost like the less effort I put into the video editing, the better the video performed. So let me just jump into the tips that I actually learned. And the first tip is actually melt the fat. What I mean by that is literally just cut out all of the gaps, cut out all of the breaths, filler words, and even the boring bits. Because by cutting out these parts, not only do you save a lot of time on the video, so your watch time stats are way better, you make the video as core compact as possible and just packed with value. So what I suggest cutting out is, of course, the silence. Everyone knows about the silent bits. Cut those out. Even the little gaps between words. If there is a long enough gap, just cut it out, but don't overcut it so words start overlapping and it looks kind of chopped up and stuff. Don't do that. Another thing you need to do is cut out all of the inhales. They usually look something like this on your timeline, either in Premiere Pro or whatever else you're using. They're barely noticeable, but just cut them out. You can save yourself a good amount of time just by cutting out the breaths. And also another thing you need to cut out is the filler words, ums, likes, and so on. And all of this logic also applies to the boring bits. If your client is repeating a couple of words or repeating the sentence but it's like phrased differently, just cut it out. You need to keep it as core compact as possible. This part is extremely simple. I just go by the saying, keep the meat, melt the fat. That is it. Now the second tip is actually called tailored editing. Now what I mean by tailored editing is editing in the way that your audience wants or your client's audience wants. And the only way you can know this is by actually doing some fucking research, which was a big problem for me because I just ignored that part. I just kept doing the Iman Gaji, Ali Abdal, viewer retention, all these editing hacks without any real understanding of my target audience or specifically my client's target audience. Sometimes less is more, because when you're putting a lot of effects on a video, you're taking away from the core message of the video, because the audience doesn't care how cool the video looks. They only care about the value they're getting from the video. And if your video editing is taking away from that, even if the video is edited well, they're just gonna scroll because they don't care about that. They only care about the value they get from the video. And also edit for results, not cool edits. And this is something that comes later after you can research your own styles and see which videos that you edited did well and why. And here's actually one of my own private Excel spreadsheets where I just break down my own editing style for my clients or even for myself and see what performs best. Now in this Excel spreadsheet, I literally just have a list of creators and their best performing videos over the last 30 days. And I break them down as much as I can. I literally go into the styles, how are they really doing the content, the editing, and so on. For this, you can use your own words to describe it. I understand what this means. If I just explain it to you, you may not. So this is something that you should do for yourself as a video editor to really understand your client's target audience and what kind of styles they like and the way that they like their content being delivered. I really suggest doing this and actually doing a bit of research. Trust me, it will pay off. And the third tip, which is kind of related to the previous one, is actually the topics and ideas. And by that I mean that editing can't really save a shitty video, to be honest. It just can't. If If the video idea is horrible or it's just bad, then no matter how much editing you do, you can't make it perform better. And it's something that we as video editors need to realize. Because to be honest, sometimes it may not be your fault. And in the exact same spreadsheet, I actually have a hidden part, which is main topics and ideas. The reason that this exists in my Excel spreadsheet is because it actually matters. The core idea that your client is talking about is literally most of the video. What video editing does is just gives it a boost. If it's a good idea and really good editing, it fucking skyrockets. If it's a shitty video and you have great video editing, there's not gonna be much of a difference, honestly. And if it's a shitty video with shitty editing, then it doesn't even get shown to anyone. I really suggest having some sort of list and at least analysis of what are the topics that are best performing for your client, because you as a video editor are responsible for their content. You need to give more value to your client than just video editing. Give them advice, see what topics are performing better. This will make you irreplaceable because you're not just a video editor anymore. You're giving them advice on their content, their topics, seeing what performs the best, analyzing their competition, always improving the content instead of just editing videos because they sent you some files. This is how you become irreplaceable as a video editor. And to help with all of this, I actually made a completely free course where I don't even need your email, you don't need to sign up to anything, I just have it on my website, which is a short course about how to edit to keep viewers watching and actually get results, where I break down even more things on how specifically I got really good results. It will be the first link in the description, and again, no email, no sign up, nothing like that. Just click the link and you can go to the step 4 of the course and just read through the editing part. And in the same course, I actually have a list of free resources where you can get free sound effects, stock footage, really useful apps, and so on. And if you're a video editor who likes stuff like this, I'll be making way more content about video editing and how to get results for your clients. So just subscribe to this channel and I'll see you in the next video.